Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mayor's Riverfront Park as we have another USL W matchup today between the hosting Kalamazoo FC Eagles and the visiting AFC Arbor. As we kick off the season here, the 2024 season, the women of Kalamazoo FC get the start as the starting 11 for your Kalamazoo FC Eagles, as they're going to have Whitehead, a mockery, and bearded up top in the middle, followed by superstar Bailey Corhorn, and then Maddie Canada, Mackenzie Jones, the first defenseman to greet anybody crossing that middle line, and then the back line of Ariana Stolfis, Mackenzie Ford, Brielle Gomez, and Kyla Newcomb, as they're going to be the first Eagles to get it started here in Mayor's Riverfront Park, Kalamazoo, Michigan, the location of this matchup, as across the USL W's Great Lakes Division, only one game played, and that being between Flint City AFC and Detroit FC. The winner of that one, Detroit City, as they start off their season 1-0, and they're going to humble pie the champions of last year's Great Lakes Division, the Flint City Bucks, as, like I said, they won the division last year, but open up this year with a loss. So some questions to be answered throughout the season, but the storylines and everything beginning here today, especially with Kalamazoo FC, as they're going to get everything started. The bench players here: Wilberding, Thompson, Mwesig, Spillers, French, Moore, and Glesner. It should be an absolute spectacle today, as we have some star returners, some key returners, I'd say, this year for Kalamazoo FC, as there's a couple girls from the squad last year. The biggest names that we have missing: Abby Hugh and Cassidy Bell, the two Marshall graduates, now transferred on, and still playing some collegiate ball. As not here though in Kalamazoo FC, or for Kalamazoo FC, excuse me, this summer is going to be Hugh and Ball, as the winger of Hugh. I mean, those striking skills are going to be missed this year, but we still have everybody's superstar and fan favorite of Bailey Corhorn, and I mean, everything that she's been able to do the past couple of seasons for this club. She's going to start her 2024 campaign right here as we are getting set for kickoff. As AFC Ann Arbor, the visiting team, they're going to start off, and the new jerseys that I've never seen personally calling this past year, and now this year, the green jerseys for AFC Ann Arbor, mixing in down with the field, as we are all set and ready to go here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. AFC Ann Arbor, they're just going to play it back and then forward, trying to just set up anything and everything that they can get going here today. As it goes out of bounds, Kalamazoo FC going to get their first touches of the year. Stolfis, she's going to toss in here and look for Bailey Corhorn. However, AFC Ann Arbor is going to switch around and take away, as that one's going to be Saab. Now back into Stolfis it goes for Kalamazoo FC. Now playing up alongside, and then back into Stolfis it goes. So it's going to be between Whitehead, Stolfis, and now it goes around the horn here to Mackenzie Ford. Ford's going to give up that now to Brielle Gomez. Gomez trying to cross midfield here, and she's going to give up top there. That's number 7, Kennedy Bearden. Bearden is going to go right side, and we're going to get a collision early on as number 14 for Kalamazoo FC. Going to keep everything rolling and then stop up play. AFC Ann Arbor, that defensive line going to get a free kick to start it off. And then right out of bounds it goes off AFC Ann Arbor's player and into Kalamazoo FC's control. Kalamazoo FC not really establishing anything, as now they're going to get it back, as that's a Kama, a mockery. And Bailey Corhorn trying to just figure things out. We're going to jump back on top. This one's Eitzman. Emily Eitzman of AFC Ann Arbor now up the right sideline, playing it back and forth with 10, Natalia Saab. As Saab's just going to give this one right back in to Kalamazoo FC's back line. Stolfis, she's going to lose this one now. And AFC Ann Arbor regains control. They're just going to slow everything up here, play it back into the back line, then speed it up once again. However, good set of defensive skills by Kalamazoo FC, all for the official to whistle it away. Not liking what they're seeing down here on the field. So just 2 minutes, 22 seconds into this game. AFC Ann Arbor with the first real chance here to get something brewing. Still a tied game, scoreless here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. So my name's Sebastian O'Leary. We'll be covering every Kalamazoo FC home game for both the men's squad and the women's squad throughout this summer. It should be a good one. The home opener here at Mayor's Riverfront Park is Kaylin Junk getting some action in early, but then right back out it goes. Kalamazoo FC is going to keep it outside the 18. They just really need to try and keep possession here, as AFC Ann Arbor is really looking to just kind of toy around with this defense, as now it goes inside the 18 and then back out. This one, Saab. Saab's going to give now to Callahan. Callahan back over here to Promoli. Promoli atop the 18, using that right foot to get it inside. Now there's a chance here against Junk, and that's going to be a goal for AFC Ann Arbor, as they're going to start it off this season with their first goal, as AFC Ann Arbor gets the early lead in this one. It's that first goal on their season comes just 3 minutes into the game, as that's going to be number 8, Ami Kamori, netting that first goal for AFC Ann Arbor, as they're out to the quick start here against Kalamazoo FC. Is anybody who's been paying attention to the last year or so of this women's squad for Kalamazoo FC, that's what they like to do. So they like to get out to fast starts and really try and outpace and run away from teams. However, AFC Ann Arbor going to reverse the roles here, and now Kalamazoo FC is going to be chasing, as Corhorn's going to play a ball beautifully up the left side here to Stolfus. Stolfus going to cut back into the right. Now it's inside the 18. Kalamazoo FC having a chance to do something. However, good takeaway from AFC Ann Arbor. But now this is going to be Whitehead who gets it back for the Eagles. And now off the foot of Stolfus into the 6. But that's going to be an easy save there for Rebecca Presbilo, as Presbilo's just going to send Ann Arbor back down the pitch. She's going to show off that leg, as Presbilo, this is the second time Kalamazoo FC's women's squad has seen her, as she was the main goalie inside that net, or inside the post for Ann Arbor AFC. As now Amakari's giving chase, but good defense being played by Lara Koch. As the wheels of Amakari, she almost gave us a taste right there. However, she's trying to still just save that energy. We're just early into this game, just 5 minutes and 15 seconds gone by. And here sets up the first corner kick for Kalamazoo FC. Over top, the crossbar and out of bounds. So that's a valid attempt from Kalamazoo FC. Well sought out by AFC Ann Arbor, and Presbilo's going to try and set her team up here off the goal kick. Presbilo last year having a good outing against Kalamazoo FC here at home. She really showed off what the Mitts can do. She was making saves left and right, trying to keep that game a close one, and a 4-2 win for Kalamazoo FC. As now Whitehead's going to go left side, trying to give somebody something in the middle, but then it's going to go out of bounds. And up comes another Kalamazoo FC corner kick, as AFC Ann Arbor is just going to lead this game, 1-0. Here comes the second corner for Kalamazoo FC. So it's up in the air. It's got some height underneath it. Not going to find anybody on the other end, as this one going to be Mackenzie Ford. Last touch, now back into Kyla Newcomb it goes. And then deflected off an AFC Ann Arbor defender, trying to get something inside the 18, and then out of bounds. And yet again, another Kalamazoo FC corner kick. So putting pressure on early here is Kalamazoo FC's front line, and that offense trying to make it tricky for AFC Ann Arbor. Corner kick coming, as that's going to be off the foot and behind the net. So not the strike Kalamazoo FC's looking for right there. So now it gives it right back to Rebecca Presbilo. She's going to try and set up Ann Arbor. So we're just getting underway of this USLW season. These early games, and I mean all of them, really playing a vital role into the season, especially with how last year went for Kalamazoo FC, having a second-place finish behind Flint City. They're looking to go up and above and contend for that #1 spot and push their way into the playoffs. But isn't that the main goal that everyone's trying to go for and be the #1 team, make it into the playoffs, and get a playoff push? It's Kalamazoo FC's women's squad having yet to make it into the USLW playoffs. But trying to change that here this year is one of the main goals. You would think the squad would be trying to accomplish that feat, as the men's squad has gone to the playoffs 2 of what is now going to be 4 years this year. So shooting 50% on that men's squad. But the women's side still looking for that first playoff berth. And, I mean, this could be the year. We've got some returners. We've got a lot of people who have chemistry out there between Amakri, Korhorn. I know Anna Stinson's not here today, but she'll be here this year. As all over, this club is really diverse in age, skill, what everybody can do. I mean, you can place everybody everywhere. I mean, obviously you're going to play them to their strong suits and where they play in college, but this team, just chemistry-wise, really binds together. So toss in here for AFC Ann Arbor. So now Ann Arbor going to try and get something going, only to get it sniffed out by Kalamazoo FC, as this one's going to go back the other way, as that's good defense there by Bearden. So AFC Ann Arbor going to give this one back to the goalkeeper, Pesbilo, and she's going to play it short left side. As now something's brewing here. Korhorn, she's going to give a middle pass there to Brooklyn Whitehead. Whitehead, the shot's going to be saved by Presbilo, as another one coming off the left foot. Now Bailey Korhorn with it inside the 18, dancing around. She's got 3 defenders on her. Back out it goes. AFC Ann Arbor slowing things up, only for Stolfus to get it now and put the pressure back on. Stolfus driving towards the baseline, now cutting back. She's going to use the right foot, try and set up Brooklyn Whitehead. Whitehead, she's going to go back out to Mackenzie Ford, and then Ford now goes to Jones. The Grand Valley teammates trying to get something going here against AFC Ann Arbor. His body's hitting the floor now, and AFC Ann Arbor with the takeaway, as that's going to be really well played out by Sydney Osgood in that AFC Ann Arbor defense. It's Osgood, excuse me, now it goes to her, as Whitehead's just going to get another takeaway and try and do something, playing along that sideline, and then only to lose it off her foot, and it goes out of bounds. But still, it's going to set AFC Ann Arbor a little bit more back down the pitch. And now back in it goes. This one's for Promoli. Promoli tries to shoot it up top, only to get that one headed away by Stolfus. Stolfus now trying to find somewhere to go with it. She's going to go right to Korhorn. However, it's going to get poked out by AFC Ann Arbor. And now trying to do something, go near midfield. Korhorn, last touch for Kalamazoo FC. And now a mistake here for AFC Ann Arbor that's going to give possession back over to Kalamazoo. As now off the foot, it goes into AFC Ann Arbor territory. So once again, just back and forth near midfield, these teams are going with it. Nobody able to get possession long enough to do anything with it, and it's just going back and forth. But as I say that, AFC Ann Arbor seems like they had something going, only to get it taken away. Now Korhorn with it around midfield. Korhorn, she's going to play it back into Jones. It's Mackenzie Jones now right back to Korhorn. And Korhorn is just going to try and slow things up here, only to get it sped up now into Akema Amakri. Amakri goes left side to Stolfus. Stolfus trying to go towards that baseline. There's going to be some contact. And then the ball rolls out of bounds. And Presbilo is going to set AFC Ann Arbor up here. She can really send this ball towards the middle of the field with that thunderous leg. Presbilo is going to gather herself. She's going to take the 3-step count and blast this one right side near midfield, as that's going to be Stolfus to sniff it out. And then just send it right out of bounds. Kalamazoo FC going to reset themselves. Try and see what this play for Ann Arbor is going to be. As the inbound, it goes to Promoli. And now a shot up that sideline, only to get it taken away by Kalamazoo FC, as that's Bailey Corhorn with it. She's going to play it back into Ford. Ford goes down the sideline to Stolfus. Stolfus stumbling up a bit, and then played back into Whitehead. Brooklyn Whitehead, the Toledo product, alongside a Mockery, two teammates. That's something that just plays into that chemistry a little bit more that I was talking about earlier. All around this Kalamazoo FC squad, there's teammates from Grand Valley, Davenport, University of Toledo, Western Michigan, and even in that Western Michigan squad, they have a newcomer of Kyla Newcomb, yet to even play some NCAA minutes, but she's getting the well sought out experience that she needs for that next level here at Kalamazoo FC. As Bearden it goes, she's going to send this one to Maddie Canada. Maddie Canada is going to get that shot deflected. Now a Mockery with it. She's going to send it back out to Stolfus. Stolfus outside the 18 using the left foot. That one's going to be deflected off a defender. Stolfus once again the left foot, and that one's going to be wide left. Nothing challenging for Rebecca Presbilo, as we've already seen a couple of saves from her in this one. We know what she can do in between those posts. Got to be a little bit more challenging and do something that she's not expecting, or at least tempt the goalie. Those shots out to the left and the right, she's going to leave those out there all day long. She's really got a good understanding of in between the post and the height of the post. It's that AFC and Arbor goalie, Presbilo, really, really talented. As it's going to go out of bounds, Kalamazoo FC going to retain possession here. It's back and forth it goes now. AFC and Arbor with the toss in, only to get it taken away. As Kalamazoo FC going to try and set something up here. Corhorn plays it back to Jones. Jones going to give it over on that right side. This one's going to be Maddie Canada. Canada played for AFC and Arbor last season, so a name that I was familiar with, but on the AFC and Arbor squad now switches up roles and is in the purple and white for Kalamazoo FC, as she's looking to get on top and even up the score here, as AFC and Arbor still leads here, approaching the 15-minute mark. So they got a 1-0 lead. As the toss in off a Mockery, it goes out, and we're going to see another goal kick here for Presbilo. Presbilo's going to send this one over left side. She's switching upside. She's going to, trying to keep this Kalamazoo defense on her toes, as the official's going to say last touch by AFC and Arbor, as Kalamazoo FC thought it was last touch by them. However, now the toss in, it goes to a Mockery and then lost. So AFC and Arbor now trying to get something going, only to deliberately give it away straight up to Bailey Corhorn. Corhorn's going to play it into the back line, and now it goes left side to Stolfus. Ariana Stolfus trying to do some tricky things with the feet. She's just going to play it back to Mackenzie Ford. Mackenzie Ford now trying to serve something over the middle. She's trying to look for Maddie Canada, just overshot her a little bit now. AFC and Arbor going to have a breakaway, but now Kalamazoo FC is going to catch up and slow things down. It's really good breakaway defense by Kalamazoo FC to just get the poke out there. And now some contact near the middle of the field. That one sending number 6, Kiara Pomoli, to the ground for AFC and Arbor. And now we're back in play, only to get things stopped back up for a second by the officials. So they didn't like the spot where that one was. Got to play it by their rules. 17 minutes of play gone by here in this first half, as AFC and Arbor out to first lead of the season that they have, 1-0 over Kalamazoo FC. Now they're going to play it inside the 18, and then back out it goes off a header from Kalamazoo FC. So now Canada, she's going to give play to a Mockery to Corhorn near midfield. They're going to go left side to Stolfus. Stolfus, one-on-one on that left side. And that's going to be good defense to slow things down by Sydney Osgood. And this back line of AFC and Arbor seems to thrive when it's just a one-on-one situation. They're able to get it out. But Bailey Corhorn now shooting over top. And not an attempt on goal there for Corhorn. Just left it up a little bit. Persbilo didn't even have to try and go for it. But off a long plane ride from Spain goes Bailey Corhorn. Literally got back into the United States just a day ago. So we could say a little bit of jet lag underneath those legs. However, I feel like the superstar is going to get her timing, her going. And then those goals can add up quickly. So now a mockery is going to give to Corhorn. And just like this, Corhorn going left side. She's going to try and use that left leg. Gets it deflected. Plays it back out to a mockery. And then that one's also deflected off of an AFC and Arbor defender. So I believe that one's going to be Allison and Molina. AFC and Arbor, just one shot to their name. Kalamazoo FC trying to generate more offense. Their looks just aren't as good as the one AFC had right in front of the goal that Kalen Junk pretty much couldn't do anything about. Just a defensive lapse was that first goal from Kalamazoo FC, but AFC and Arbor taking advantage of it nonetheless. I mean, in this league, when you get your opportunities like that on a silver platter, you got to be eating them. So now Kalamazoo FC, Maddie Canada, trying to get something going, only to get it poked out there by the midfield. And now out of bounds, last touch by Natalia Saab, an AFC Ann Arbor. Kalamazoo FC off the inbound throw, losing it, and now slowing it up around midfield. As AFC Ann Arbor looking for the call early on, but the ref's not giving it to them. These refs are letting them play through some contact, and I mean, soccer is a contact sport. The refs definitely reminding the players of it here today. Left side now, approaching midfield. It goes for AFC Ann Arbor. Now they're going to try and serve up. Throwing it away is that Kalamazoo back line. So that one's good defense being played by Brielle Gomez. As still just some more chippiness being thrown around down there on the sport. I mean, it's the name of the game. Everybody wants to be aggressive and get that goal. Kalamazoo FC trying to be aggressive and stop their goal. However, AFC Ann Arbor in their offensive half of the field. Kalamazoo FC looking for a stop. They'd hate to go down 2-0 here in their home opener. As this one's going to go inside and then well taken care of by Stolfus. Still inside the 18. But it was approaching the 6. However, Stolfus, excellent defense. And now, once again, some really good defense being played here by Kalamazoo FC. This one's going to get sent over into those visiting bleachers, but nobody over there to worry about it. Everybody's over here on the home side where the shade's at. No matter what club you're supporting, everybody here seeking out the shade. So AFC and Arbor, they're going to slow things up here and try and just drain a Mockery's battery. However, they're going to play it up towards midfield as a Mockery was on chase and close to getting inside the heads of that defense. Just playing up and aggressive so far in this game is Kalamazoo FC. Despite the score being 1-0, the 4 shots for Kalamazoo FC, they're generating and trying to just outpace this defense and just play their kind of soccer. So now it goes approaching the 18 off the foot of Corhorn. That one's just going to go right side. Bailey showing off the distance she has on that leg as it's outside the 18, probably around the 25-foot marker But she was still letting that thing fly. Just wide right it goes for Corhorn. It's now 5 shots here for Kalamazoo FC. As yet to have a shot on goal and really tempt Presbylo other than the one kneel down she had earlier. As now attempting it goes Bearden. It's Bearden now going to play it right side over there to Whitehead. Whitehead going to fake right and now go right. She's going to put it off the right foot and almost on the other end a Mockery. However, not able to get a leg up and get that one into the back of the net. It goes. Still a good attempt there for Kalamazoo FC, as it had a lot of AFC and Arbor spectators holding their breath. Slowed up around midfield it goes now. Kalamazoo FC still in possession. And another goal kick here for Presbylo. Presbylo looking out and seeing where Kalamazoo FC is setting up defensively, where she wants to go. There's not much over the middle of the field. She could just go short here, but she's not going to listen to what I have to say. And Kalamazoo FC going to get this one back. Dangerously it goes. Bailey Corhorn cuts back left, tries to get it into the 18. However, sniffed out by the defense of AFC and Arbor. And now back across field it goes. As AFC and Arbor playing it outside the 18, but still dangerously close. As that's just some more great defense being played here by Kalamazoo FC. As down on the field, AFC and Arbor looking for a foul. And, I mean, there was some contact where the officials could have called it. But, like I said, not giving it to them here early on in the season. You got to play tough. As there's not many games here throughout the season, and everyone's going to count. As you're only going to see each of these squads twice. You're going to see them at home, and you're going to see them away. So, definitely trying to take a hold of the home advantage or home field advantage is Kalamazoo FC. Still trailing, though, 1-0, 25 minutes gone into the game. Around midfield and now into the offensive half it goes for Kalamazoo FC. As a Mockery is going to slow it back up and play to Gomez. Brielle Gomez now just going to go to Kyla Newcomb. Now it goes into the 18, now over that left side, trying to get a header up underneath it. Just too high it goes. UFC, they're getting closer and closer to finding that equalizer. They still trail 1-0 here, 26 minutes into this first half. Just a little over halfway through the first half. Now Kalamazoo FC trying to get something going. Bailey Corhorn's going to play it into Whitehead. However, Whitehead wasn't expecting it and thought Corhorns was going to just shoot that one herself. However, trying to be a little more generous and getting that first goal just to any of her teammates. However, Kalamazoo FC now back on the defensive side of things. And that leg off of Presbylo is going to send it right back over towards midfield. It's Kyla Newcomb on defense. It's going to get through here and then poked out by that Grand Valley strong back line of Jones and Ford. So now it's going to go for Eitzman in that offensive territory for AFC Ann Arbor. They're going to play it now to Kamori. It's Kamori finding the first goal early on, trying to get her second one. However, she's just going to give this ball away. Kalamazoo FC is now Corhorn has it near midfield. She's going to shoot it left side as there's wide open room here for Kennedy Bearden. Is Kennedy Bearden just going to lose it? Putting the hands on her head, knowing she had that moment there to try and do something. However, just losing that stamina early on in this one. I mean, everybody's fighting tough. But no subs yet to go in this game. I mean, we're still early on, just 27 minutes here in this first half. 1-0 score for AFC Ann Arbor. Stolfish, she's going to try and get around AFC Ann Arbor's defense. Now she's going to give up to Corhorn. Corhorn slowing things back down now into Brielle Gomez. Gomez is going to go right side here as it goes back into Newcomb. And then now Gomez takes over. Gomez added by a defender at midfield, as that one's going to be Callahan. And AFC and Arbor almost getting a takeaway. And now we're going to hear a whistle as a little bit of trippage. So that one's Mackenzie Jones. AFC and Arbor going to start near midfield. They're just going to send it back and play defensively. Try and set something up without too much pace. And then they hit that button and try and send something into the 18. And then slowed right back up near midfield it goes. And then off the foot of a Kalamazoo FC defender, they're just going to slow things up, catch their breath. It's more good defense being played by Bearden. Now Amakri going to take over, trying to shoot there for number 6, Maddie Canada. However, just overshot it, and now AFC and Arbor takes over just to give it right back to Kalamazoo FC. And now something brewing around the middle of the field. But back and forth it goes in between each team. There's nobody able to get something going until now. Into the 18 it goes for Ann Arbor. And back and forth it goes. As trying to put a second goal on this game goes Kamori. However, good defense sent back out by Kalamazoo FC. And then played back into the goalie of Presbilo for Ann Arbor. Presbilo, she's just going to try and send this one over to that right. Ann Arbor gives it right back to Kalamazoo in their offensive half. Kalamazoo and Ann Arbor, two Great Lakes Division opponents, trying to get the better of each other here today. As these two teammates, these two divisional opponents early on playing aggression against each other, as we're going to see our first yellow card of the match. It's that one going to go against Maddie Canada. She's trying to be the aggressor against that former club. So now the refs putting the yellow cards away. We're going to get back into play and the swing of things. Now off the foot of Callahan, it goes into the 18 and then right back outside. It's good defense being played here by that Western Michigan commit, Kyla Newcomb. And out of bounds it goes. Still possession to be had by Kalamazoo FC off a free kick. So Gomez is going to send this one up across midfield, looking for Corhorn. However, unable to get a foot on it, goes Bailey. So now this one for Mackenzie Jones. She's going to play it into Corhorn. It's outnumbered, goes Kalamazoo into the defense, but a handball is going to be sought after. And now Kalamazoo FC with a chance to do something here. 31 minutes into this game. As a dangerous spot here for Bailey Corhorn. I mean, they showed earlier what the leg of Corhorn is capable of as she rang out a shot about 25 yards away from the net. Now she's setting up a little bit deeper, but still within striking distance here for Corhorn, to say the least. Corhorn going to let this one rip, but that's going to go wide right. Has a couple of shots early on for her in this game, both gone wide right. Just got to look a little more left in between those poles. However, you got to give something a little more challenging to the goalkeeper, Pesbilo, because anything easy her way, she's definitely going to be able to stop. So we've already seen it before prior years in this match already, having 2 saves to her name. As Stolfus going to go with it and then lost off an AFC and Arbor player. Out of bounds it goes, so Stolfus going to be able to keep it once again. Fakes the toss in, up the field, and then goes back towards midfield in that defensive line. This one's going to be Ford. She's going to try and serve it up to Newcomb. Newcomb's going to go over to Brooklyn Whitehead. And the Toledo product's going to get tripped up, and it's going to get sent out of bounds. Last touch by Whitehead. Off the head of that back line for Kalamazoo and Gomez. Now trying to get something going. They're going to give it up to Amakri. Then Amakri is just going to get it taken away. Good defense from from AFC and Arbor. Kalamazoo now back with it, and Mackenzie Ford. She's going to go left side to Stolfus. Arena Stolfus still keeping it left side. She's going to try and get the sideline. However, that's going to be last touched off of AFC and Arbor. And yet again, another corner kick here for Kalamazoo FC is going to be the fourth one here in the first half. Kalamazoo having a lot more chances at the net than Ann Arbor so far in this matchup. They're going to get another one here, as this is going to be sent into the 18 and well taken care of here defensively for Ann Arbor. And then off the shoulder of Gomez and out of bounds it goes. So now Ann Arbor going to get to set things up, but quickly back into the play it goes, as Ann Arbor getting swarmed, and then out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Ann Arbor, as the defense is just swarming anything that AFC and Arbor tries getting going. As once again, they're going to get rid of it and try and get something going down that left sideline. Then out of bounds it goes. Once again, still possession here for Kalamazoo FC. As Stolfus down the sideline, she's going to give into Amakri. Amakri inside the 18, and then back out. And right back to Stolfus it goes. Stolfus going to use that left foot. She's going to put one tempting there for Whitehead. However, just a little bit underneath it. It goes from Stolfus. Still a really good attempt, and Kalamazoo still keeping that pressure on here as just a one-goal lead for AFC and Arbor. So we're 35 minutes into this one. Kalamazoo FC looking to find the equalizers. They're going to want to find it before this first half runs up, because you hate going into halftime down against a divisional opponent. However, it's nothing alarming, to say the least, though, if they do go. Definitely capable of. So Mockery it goes now in that Kalamazoo offensive half. She's going to slow it up and play it into Mackenzie Jones. Now left side it goes for Stolfus. Stolfus keeps it left, as she's going to play it in once more there for Bearden. Bearden, she's going to get around a defender. Now she's inside the 18. As she was trying to pass it and get a centering feed there. However, Presbilo going to disrupt it and hop on top. And she's going to set everything back down to the middle of the field. As the leg for Presbilo today, a couple of kicks gone straight off that foot, not how she'd want it to. And right out of bounds. Sent back to Kalamazoo FC. As down the sideline, and then out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So now Ann Arbor going to get a chance near midfield. Still a 1-0 lead here for Ann Arbor. They lead at Mayor's Riverfront Park, the site of the home opener here for this 2024 season in Kalamazoo FC in the USL W. Back it goes now here for Molina. And now Kalamazoo trying to get something going. Just outnumbered in that offensive zone, as they only had 2 or 3 bodies up there. And AFC and Arbor had 6 that was swarming all over the field. And any pass in that offensive end for Kalamazoo FC. It's Jones, she's going to give it here down to Bearden. Bearden going to look for Stolfus, but then out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Kalamazoo. It's going to set up Ann Arbor near midfield, as this is number 6, Primoli. She's going to give over to Callahan. Now Callahan goes up the field here to Bureau. As now a Mockery giving chase. She's got Corehorn over on that left side. However, pass is going to be deflected, only to give it right back to Akema Mockery. As slowing things up and going into that right side of the 18, it goes for Whitehead. is the Toledo product giving chase over into that corner, and then right out of bounds it goes off the AFC and Arbor defender. Smart play there by Whitehead just to get it off the body of the AFC and Arbor defender, send it out of bounds, and give your team another corner kick here. Stolfish going to go over into that right corner and use the left foot. As here comes the fifth corner kick of the match. Stolfish off the left foot. Something in the middle. Kalamazoo FC not able to capitalize. As now, here goes the attack. 3-on-2 for AFC and Arbor, but Gomez with some outstanding defense as AFC and Arbor had the numbers. However, great defense by Gomez, slowing it up and getting her team back possession. So now it goes right side, Bailey Corhorn. She's got some room to play it with. It's almost double teamed here. And then throws it right back over to Amakri. Amakri, two defenders on her trying to get something going, and then sends it off the defender, off the foot of an AFC and Arbor defender. And another corner kick here for Kalamazoo FC. 6 in the first half as we approach 39 minutes, or past 39 minutes, I should say. We just got 5 minutes, 6 minutes till that halftime buzzer is going to sound. Kalamazoo FC trying to find something to equalize it here as they trail 1-0 over AFC and Arbor. As this is off the foot of Stolfish, and then Presbilo just puts the hand up to punch it out. And now AFC and Arbor going to take over in their defensive end, try and get something going here. As they haven't been able to build much against this defensive Kalamazoo FC and haven't really been able to do anything with possession. Really wasteful tonight in possession. I know the score doesn't look like that, but it was just a defensive lapse, I'd say, for Kalamazoo FC early on in this game, as the 3-minute score for Ann Arbor is the only one in the game as they lead it 1-0. You can tell by the graphic at the top of the screen. However, the shots and the corners, everything else, possession time, I would say it's got to be all in Kalamazoo's favor as of right now, as they have been putting the pressure on, just haven't been able to find that equalizer. As here goes another takeaway. This one's going to be from Stolfish. As now it goes off the foot of Jones into Bailey Corhorn. Corhorn giving chase. She's going to use that left foot, cut it back. Right it goes, slicing and dicing. Puts one up, but Presbilo with the save. There's a good chance there for Kalamazoo FC. An even better save by Presbilo, as Corhorn was just trying to take that one straight on. As Ford's just going to let this go out of bounds. Well, not what we thought was out of bounds, but right along the line it goes. And Mackenzie Ford just going to play it into her team. And then Brielle Gomez trying to set something up down the field. However, tired attackers down the field for Kalamazoo FC. I wouldn't say too tired, though, as Amakri gives the chase. Just off the foot of Gomez, a little deep, and not much you could really do with that ball. So now Presbilo is going to sky this one up. Near midfield it goes. If she would just get the height a little bit lower and find the middle of the ball versus underneath the ball, she's just skying them up towards midfield. So last year we saw how strong that leg could be, as a lot of those goal kicks that she had went straight across to the middle of the field, and if not deeper. She's just got to find that rhythm. And I mean, for the first game jitters, I mean, she's not doing too bad. She's doing the goalkeeping part a lot better. A lot better than the goal kicking part. But, I mean, any coach is going to rather take a good goalkeeper versus a goal kicker. As now tripped up it goes here for Kyla Newcomb. We're going to get a whistle. And now slow things back up, as Canada just going to give over to Newcomb. Newcomb goes right down the middle of the field. Good vision here, as Amakri is trying to feed her Toledo teammate in Whitehead. However, disruptive defense it goes for AFC and Arbor, trying to extend their 1-0 lead over Kalamazoo FC. 42 minutes, 30 seconds gone by here in this first half. Kalamazoo FC putting the pressure on However, a 1-0 lead here for AFC Ann Arbor due to that third-minute defensive lapse. As some contact and some shoulder shrugging going on down the field, the official's going to stop it. However, down on the field, Kenzie Ford not liking it, trying to plead her case, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't like it either. So they've been calling a rough and physical game so far in this first half, and they give a little shove right there, and if you're going to call it, keep it consistent. So out of bounds it goes now for Kalamazoo FC, or off of Kalamazoo FC, I should say. And now another chance here for Eitzman. It's Emily Eitzman, she's going to give it over to her teammate, Kamori, the lone goal scorer of this game, and just the lone goal, 1-0 lead for AFC Ann Arbor, is cutting back across midfield goes Kalamazoo. It's Maddie Canada. She's going to try and feed Whitehead. It's Brooklyn Whitehead. She's going to have two defenders on her, trying to get around them, using the right foot. Off the goalpost it goes, as they almost had an equalizer. Trying to find it near the closing minutes of this first half. 48 minutes gone by. Maddie Canada gives to Bailey Corhorn. Corhorn trying to go around defenders, only to get it deflected off of them. And then AFC Ann Arbor trying to slow things up, as Kaylin Junk coming out of that 18-yard marker box, and just trying to keep things down on that offensive half for her team. Good heads-up play there by Kaylin Junk to come out of the box. It's Kyla Newcomb, the soon-to-be freshman at Western Michigan, going into the old Western Michigan alumni, but Presbilo going to make a heads-up read there and stop things down. Try and get Ann Arbor to go back the other way, as now they got numbers. Only for Kalamazoo FC to really stop back up and slow things down here, as they're all over the lone goal scorer here, Ami Kamori. As now it goes in and then tripped up. Only to stick with it goes Kalamazoo FC, as they had a chance there. However, Bearden going to slip up. And a mockery now going with it, only to have it whistled away. They're going to say some contact was made for the goalie, as Presbilo down on the ground, only to slowly get up. That's a good sign to see if there was some contact. Now, just the extra minutes left here in this first half. 1-0 is the lead here for AFC Ann Arbor. It's Kalamazoo goal. They've hit the posts. Everything is going their way except finding that equalizer, but I got a feeling it's going to be here soon. And if they don't find it here by the end of this first half, you got to think head coach Todd Wells is going to tell them to keep pushing that gas pedal down to the ground. Keep it right at that floor level, because you do not want AFC Ann Arbor to come out in this second half and extend their lead, as we're going to get a whistle here and everything's going to be stopped up. One half of play in the books it goes for Kalamazoo FC and AFC Ann Arbor, as the lead right now in AFC Ann Arbor's favor. However, we're going to have a 15-minute halftime, and we will see you right back here at Mayor's Riverfront Park in Kalamazoo, Michigan, when this second half comes around. But stick around here on the YouTube channel for Kalamazoo FC, as my name's Sebastian O'Leary, and we'll be back here with half two. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mayor's Riverfront Park, Kalamazoo, Michigan, the location of this USLW Great Lakes Divisional matchup between Kalamazoo FC and AFC Ann Arbor. If you're just joining us for the second half of action between these two clubs, it's a 1-0 lead here for AFC Ann Arbor. As quickly into that second half, they're getting off to a red-hot start. Into the 18 it goes, and then off the foot, and a save there by Kalen Junk. As a quick start to that second half, it goes in the possession for AFC Ann Arbor. Now Junk trying to set her team up. But like I was saying, a quick 3-minute goal for AFC Ann Arbor is the only scoring we've seen so far in this match. A defensive lapse for Kalamazoo FC. Other than that, it's been all Kalamazoo FC in that first half. Been about 6 or 7 shots on goal, a couple of corner kicks all over the place. Even shots hitting the post as Amakri trying to get something dangerously in the zone. However, it's going to be slowed up, and a whistle. Kalamazoo FC it goes. In that right corner, you know Ariana Stolfis is coming out to use that left foot. As whenever it's in the right corner, you're going to get a lefty. Whenever it's in the left corner, you're going to get a righty. A little bit of mismatch action. It's the best way to go about it. Stolfis going to center this one in. Off the head, and a save there by Presbilo. So that one's going to be on net. A good stop by Presbilo to keep the lead for AFC Ann Arbor where it's at to 1-0. But you got to think Kalamazoo FC is going to come out here early in this second half and attack, all like they have been in that first half, where just the one defensive lapse is really the only mistake Kalamazoo FC made defensively. They're getting good numbers all over the field. They're keeping good pressure, and they're keeping AFC Ann Arbor honest on both zones, offensively and defensively. Now this one's going to be into the 18 and off the left foot. An assist from Akema Amakri, and a goal to equalize things here for Kalamazoo FC. Didn't see the number of the score, but what an assist there from an Akema Amakri to tie things up here at 1 apiece. As number 7, Kennedy Bearden, in her first game for Kalamazoo FC, gets her first goal. 1 game, 1 goal there for number 7, Bearden. As the Grand Valley product showing up and showing out here for the club. I mean, Kalamazoo FC, no stranger to the GLAC school in Grand Valley State University. And those teammates, the chemistry, everything's going to add up this season. But now we're all equal at 1 goal apiece, as now back to square one for both of these two teams. How can they get the better of each other? As now the pressure is going to be applied. Both of these two teams, practically a new game here into the second half. And Kalamazoo FC got that quick answer that they need, and they can just keep the pressure going and play this game how they want. Because all game, they've been outnumbered. AFC Ann Arbor, that is. They've been outnumbered in the shots, the corner kicks. I mean, just the overall pressure from Kalamazoo FC that has been there for the Eagles. You can't say the same on the other side of the ball for AFC Ann Arbor if you want to keep it realistic. AFC Ann Arbor, they've had a couple of breakaways where they have outnumbered that Kalamazoo FC defense that they haven't been able to capitalize of. That's got to be the strong suit or where they need to get better at AFC Ann Arbor, that is when you got numbers, you gotta put salt to that wound, and you gotta keep adding and keep going and not let the defense catch up. But both times they have a breakaway count they've had going. So now we sit just 1 apiece. And now we'll see who's going to try and join Detroit City FC at the top of the conference and who's going to join Flint City Bucks at the bottom. As both these squads last year making a top 3 finish in the division, as Kalamazoo FC was second, is now into the 18. It goes for Whitehead. Whitehead using the left foot. That one's going to be stopped down by Rebecca Presbilo. Another good save there by Ann Arbor's keeper. So now it goes over midfield off the foot of Presbilo. And then out of bounds is not able to get on the other receiving end is Burra. So now the toss in, it goes to Maddie Canada, an alum of that AFC and Arbor club. She played last season with them. As I was doing my notes, I was wondering why that name sounded familiar. And that's because she played against Kalamazoo FC, only to now join the squad this year. As they're now a ball over on that left side here for AFC and Arbor. Is that one going to be deflected off the foot of Mackenzie Jones? As number 10, Natalia Saab, having a really good chance there at the net against Kaylin Junk, but really good defensive play there from the Grand Valley Laker. As Ford and Jones, a couple of those backline defenders from Grand Valley, they got the job done all last season and looking to keep their positions with the company this year. And I mean, honestly, for Kalamazoo FC, you wouldn't want anybody else back there. I mean, nobody better, honestly. So now near midfield it goes for Kalamazoo FC. Trying to put that foot back down on the gas. Try and speed things up. Only to slow it right back down and switch the other side of the field. And then speed it back up as that's off the foot of Brielle Gomez. And now to Corhorn. Over to Whitehead on that right side. Brooklyn Whitehead's going to get a shoulder there by number 5, Sandra Pedersen. Pedersen playing the aggressive defense. And, I mean, you got to put the body-on-body contact to use when they're approaching the 18 like that and get physical down there in the numbers. Doing just that goes AFC Ann Arbor. And now Presbylo with a goal kick. As we're seeing some action up off that Kalamazoo FC bench is Hannah Thomas warming up down there. And you can't see the number of the other one. They got a towel draped over it, so. But a couple of people up, getting warm and loose down there over on that Kalamazoo FC bench. So I would say I think that's Claudia Messig down there joining Hannah Thompson. AFC Ann Arbor trying to get into and past that defense of Kalamazoo FC. However, back and forth it goes for both these clubs. Akema Mockery having a ball that she can go after and chase. However, the defensive man, Molina, is going to get there before Mockery could even get in the zone. But she was given chase, and that's the one thing that Mockery does so well against other teams is when they think that is really trying to get into the back line and disrupt whatever you think you have set. So now it's going to that left side of the field, Kalamazoo FC, and then back over to that right side. And off an AFC Ann Arbor player, so out of bounds it goes. This one's going to be Kyla Newcomb on the toss-in. Newcomb's going to toss it over to Corhorn. However, getting by her and Famoli with it. She's going to slow it back here and give to Osgood on that right side. Now Osgood just going to blast this one up the right sideline. And Kalamazoo's going to take over here and slow things back down, try and get a good look out of this possession. 1-1 so far in this game. Just 2 goals, 1 for each club. As in the first half, in the first 3 minutes, it was AFC Ann Arbor. And then in the first couple of minutes in the second half, Kalamazoo does the same thing and answers them right back at 1 apiece. So now AFC Ann Arbor trying to get something going against this back wall. I don't even want to call it a line anymore. It's a back wall of Kalamazoo FC. They're not letting anything through. As Corhorn, she's going to get past some defenders. She's got the left side. She could play it through the middle to a Mockery or Whitehead. She's got numbers. She's going to play it up to a Mockery only to get that one sniffed out by the defense of Ann Arbor. And a good heads-up play there as Corhorn had a Mockery on the chase, but Molina going to keep him true and honest there. Now Stolfus going to go into that 18 using the left foot. However, over the middle it goes. And unable to find anything to connect each other with. Still 1 apiece here, 55 minutes into the game. And now some action up here for Ann Arbor, as Hannah Thompson and Claudia Messig going to check into the game here, as Amakri going to get some well-deserved rest. Joined alongside by Maddie Canada, as they played both a really great first half and a strong couple of minutes here into the second half. As now it's going to be up to the 2 subs and the rest of the starters for Kalamazoo FC. As now we're seeing some action up on that bench for AFC Ann Arbor. Somebody's got to find that one to put them ahead. However, it's a takeaway right here for Hannah Thompson. Thompson's got some people she can play to. Bailey Corhorn with the chance. However, off the fingertips of Presbylo, and that's going to go over to the left side. It had to be off the fingertips of Presbylo, because Bailey Corhorn doesn't miss many wide open chances in front of the net like that. As there was only one person to stop her in Presbylo, as Rebecca made the stop, and we're going to keep things here at 1 apiece, 56 minutes into this game. We're just 10 minutes into this second half. Another corner kick here for Kalamazoo FC. So they're going to blast this one towards the back of the net, looking for that back post. A challenging corner kick to get it there, but a great save by Presbylo once again. As Presbylo now finding that foot that we were talking about in that first half. She was really getting underneath the ball and sending it short of midfield. That one's well over midfield, and the blast off the goalkeeper's kick. Only for Kalamazoo FC to get it back, and now they're going to send a blast down the right sideline over here to Brooklyn Whitehead. It's Whitehead, now she's going to go back into the middle of the 18, only to get it taken away and then kicked out of bounds by AFC Ann Arbor. 1 apiece, as the last goal scored by Kalamazoo FC to equalize things here in this second half. Newcomb, the incoming freshman to Western Michigan, going to feed Corhorn, the old alumni of Western Michigan. And now inside the 18, bodies hitting the floor, and we're going to get a whistle as here we go. A chance here for Kalamazoo FC to separate themselves and give themselves a lead. So you got to think it's going to be nobody other than Bailey Corhorn here for Kalamazoo FC. She stepped up big in some moments last year. None bigger than that Flint City Buck game where trailing at halftime 4-2, coming back and nailing 2 goals herself to tie it up. And the game ended in a 4-4 tie. As we're here set 58 minutes into this second half. Corhorn, she's going to go left. Off the post it goes. Presbylo stands against this Kalamazoo superstar. As that would have been a big step for Kalamazoo FC to put themselves up above Ann Arbor. However, a great stand there by Presbylo. That post being her friend yet again. Kalamazoo FC, the mortal enemy of that post. So now Ann Arbor, they're going to try and give something. However, Gomez too fast. And the defender not even going to try after she saw the wheels there from Gomez, as Brielle was quickly over to that one. So now across midfield, quickly it goes. Corhorn trying to flick it with the right foot over to her teammate. However, not able to find Bearden on the other end of it. Now it goes over left side for Stolfish. She's got that left foot she can use. However, it's going to be deflected off an AFC Ann Arbor defender, and we're going to see another corner kick yet again here for Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo having the upper hand in corner kicks here tonight. They're going to get another chance as we're approaching 60 minutes into this game. Second half of action. Stolf is going to send this one off in the right corner. Usually you don't see that. However, it's going to be sent in and then sent out by AFC Ann Arbor, only to get it right back for Stolfus. Now a battle for it near midfield. That's just going to be sent up into the air. And now coming out on the other end of it is Bearden. Bearden trying to use the trickery at the feet. However, she's going to play it baseline and get that one taken away. However, Brooklyn Whitehead's going to come right along. She's saying that was last touched by an Ann Arbor defender, which would grant a corner kick, being how it went out the baseline. But the officials, now they're actually going to give it to him, as there was some conversation, and they were going to give it to Presbilo. Now it goes back to the corner. We're going to see Stolfus come out for yet again another corner kick, as Kalamazoo's just playing the kind of style that they want to. They're really putting the pressure down on AFC Ann Arbor's defense. They are executing, passing well, just needing to find that one that's going to separate themselves from Ann Arbor, as that was a great corner kick off the foot of Stolfus. And now on the other end goes Gomez, trying to just keep it with Kalamazoo. As inside the 18 it goes. Whitehead, she's going to try and use that right foot only to make more contact with the AFC Ann Arbor player than the ball. So we're seeing the limp off the strong foot. I mean, man, oh man, I wouldn't want to get kicked over there by Brooklyn Whitehead either. She was trying to go for the ball. However, the shin of AFC Ann Arbor's player was the result. "61 minutes gone by, all tied up, one apiece. Presbilo looking to give her team the edge here off the goal kick. However, Gomez going to find the contact. Kalamazoo FC is going to come down with it off the boot from Presbilo. So now Newcomb's going to try and play it up to the Toledo product in Whitehead. However, it goes out of bounds. Still possession here, though, for Kalamazoo FC after the deflection off an AFC Ann Arbor player. And now tripped up in the middle of the field, it goes for Korhorn. She just seemingly stepped on top of the ball, trying to push it along. As now it goes into the middle of the field. This one's going to be for Berra, and then taken away by a Laker defensive. As, I mean, the duo of Lakers in the back line for Kalamazoo FC and Jones and Ford playing extremely well so far here in this matchup alongside Brielle Gomez and Kyla Newcomb. As Gomez, a Western Michigan product, playing alongside who's going to be soon to be a Western Michigan product, and Kyla Newcomb. So getting the chemistry in that back line early on. As Todd Wells has to be impressed so far early on in this game. I mean, you don't get too many practices early on in the season with your team together. You don't get the chemistry so much as far as it comes for the newcomers versus when you want to talk about all the returners and those of Anna Stinson, Bailey Korhorn, Kama Makri, Claudia Messig. I mean, I'm just going up and down the roster here, and I mean, the returners, they all know how each other play versus the newcomers. You don't really know if they like the ball more on their left side versus their right side versus some of your old teammates that you played last year with. As Korhorn, now she's going to go left side into the 18 as they were looking to go from Bearden to Messig. However, Presbilo is going to scoop it up and delete the play as now we approach the 64th minute of play here in this game. Still 1-1 for both of these two squads. So everybody's just trying to find the one to set themselves apart from each other. And how this game's been played so far, AFC Ann Arbor struggling a little bit more in the late stages of the game comparatively when you want to talk about AFC Ann Arbor and Kalamazoo FC's defense. I mean, the defense for Kalamazoo FC is just swarming anything that AFC Ann Arbor. It hasn't been much play on that offensive side of the field for Ann Arbor. A lot of play time offensively for Kalamazoo FC. As anything that they try to get going in their offensive half gets kind of blown out like a candle, just like that last possession. But then right back it goes here for Kalamazoo FC and Ariana Stolfus down that right side. She's going to play it here for Bearden. Bearden now, she's going to go back up top to Stolfus. Stolfus used the left foot, sends something into the 18. She was just trying to find that back post, and another player, however, lofted it just a little too much. as the airtime underneath that one greater than the distance. "65 minutes gone by. 1-1 still the score here at Mayors Riverfront Park as the Eagles finally opened up the second half with that equalizing goal. So AFC and Arbor found their first goal quickly in this game, about 3 minutes into it. As now, Kalamazoo FC trying to get something to the middle of the field. However, well defensively played out by Ann Arbor. And now they get something going only until Mackenzie Ford's right there to send it back across the middle of the field. It's now Brielle Gomez. She's going to try and do something with it. She's going to feed the other Grand Valley defender. And then back in it goes here to Mackenzie Ford. As Ford's going to shoot up the field. As she's looking here for Allie French. However, French just going to lose this off the foot. But a good header to keep it back in Kalamazoo's offensive end. As it's going to go from French to Mwesig, try and get the pass there to Mwesig. However, an AFC Ann Arbor defensive man going to get the contact before it can get to her. Now Claudia Messig, she's going to send this one into the 18, and then that's going to be a contact play trying to get the shot off as Presbilo still down on the ground, as it was the pass that led Kalamazoo's FC attacker into the goalie. But, I mean, I got the headset on and I can still hear the collision. So, hoping Presbilo is okay down there on the floor. I mean, you don't really see a lot of those collisions like that in soccer. As now everybody's going to get a water break and try and figure out which way they want to go about it, as Kalamazoo FC having the recent goal. It's 1-1 here so far in this first half, or second half of play, excuse me, as we're just going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back when play resumes here at Mayors Riverfront Park. And back here we go at Mayors Riverfront Park. Rebecca Presbilo back up and still in the net, despite the scary collision down there on the field. I mean, she's back up and putting that leg to work. And man, oh man, what a kick off the foot of Presbilo it goes. Finding the head of Mackenzie Jones and deflected off Hannah Thompson. Now a battle for it near midfield. It's AFC and Arbor going to win this battle. Try and make a claim here. However, good defense by Kalamazoo FC near the middle of the field. Claudia Messig coming away with it. as she's going to try and play the ball over to Allie French. However, it goes behind French, and now a chance for AFC Ann Arbor. As just 20 minutes gone by here in this second half. These teams making some subs now, as Holly Brown coming onto the field, as Stephanie Palmer also getting checked into the game here for AFC Ann Arbor. As Kalamazoo was the first team to make some changes here in this second half, and now followed by the changes for Ann Arbor. And now just running over everybody it goes. As some people are getting stepped on, everybody just wants to go after the ball. Everybody wants to just find their way to the equalizer. However, 71 minutes gone by here in this matchup. And man, oh man, are these teams battling so far? Is this the first contest for either of these two teams, the first Great Lakes matchup that they've seen? It's just the first, or second game, I should say, between any USL Great Lakes divisional opponent, as first game being played by Detroit City and Flint City Bucks, as the Flint City Bucks were handed their first loss of the season early on as the defending champs. Ended last year on an undefeated season. It's not going to be the same result this year. They had some ties to their name. However, they didn't have that loss that they were handed in that first game. And Detroit City FC is going to stand on top of the Great Lakes division for the moment. However, somebody's going to join them at the top after this game. Somebody's also going to join Flint City at the bottom, unless nobody can find that equalizer, and then everybody's going to stay kind of where they're at. These two teams will go to the middle of the conference with their 1-point tie. However, Kalamazoo FC not wanting the tie, they want the W. As trying to go around a defender goes Mussig. However, Pedersen slowing things up and not able to get to it goes Mussig. Middle of the field it goes. Ann Arbor slowing things up. They're going to play it into their back line. Giving chase on it is Corhorn. Corhorn trying to step into that gas tank now at towards the end of this match. As we're just getting into the nitty-gritty final 20 minutes of play. And then whatever is left in extra time as well. However, nobody paying attention to the clock other than probably myself, as the players down in the field, they're looking for that net, and they're looking to get that goal that's going to set themselves apart from one another. However, still tied up at 1 apiece goes Kalamazoo and Ann Arbor. As we've mentioned a couple times in this stream, these games really stack up quickly, so every one counts, and you want to take the wins when you can get them versus a tie that only gives you 1 point. A win can set you alone at the top. However, Corhorn getting some contact in the middle of the 18. No whistle. The ref's going to say it was clean. However, Bailey's slow to get up, trying to sell the foul that she thought was there. And now AFC Ann Arbor is going to go back down into their offensive zone. AFC Ann Arbor going to try and get something going over the head of Stolfus. However, she's going to put her head on it and then send this one out of bounds. Great heads-up defensive play there by Ariana Stolfus, the Spring Arbor product. Was looking to get her call up to the professional league. However, not getting the call and joining the pre-professional squad of Kalamazoo FC. And I mean, everybody, including herself, has got to be happy that she's back here, because the talent that Stolfus has on the defensive side is, I mean, would be greatly missed if she wasn't here, let's be honest. AFC Ann Arbor still in their offensive half, near midfield, and they're going to try and speed things up. Now a spin move is going to be played out by Callahan, only to get it poked away in that defensive zone for Kalamazoo FC. Now they're going to try and slow things up and get themselves a good look, because there's not going to be many good looks for both these two teams left the rest of the game as we're approaching the 76-minute mark. Now Ann Arbor with it near midfield. So that's going to be Burra. Slowed up and stopped. And now it goes here for Mackenzie Jones. Mackenzie Jones just going to lose it off the foot to Ann Arbor, as now Callahan goes back the other way with it. She's going to try and set up Kamari in the middle of the field. As some good back and forth play it goes for the attackers of AFC Ann Arbor, and wide right it goes as number 8, Amy Kamari, looking to get her second goal of the game and second one of the season. However, we're still going to be all tied up at 1 apiece. 76 minutes gone by. Kaylin Junk going to use that leg and send this one over to her teammates. So the Lady Eagles going to try and set something up late in this game as we're getting down there. Only got about 15 minutes left, and then whatever here as a tripped up player. It goes for Kalamazoo FC, and a free kick near the middle of the field, as that one's going to be Kennedy Bearden, who got tripped up to slow things up. But when you're given an opportunity like this near the middle of the field, you really want to send it down into Ann Arbor's defensive zone like that. And Bailey Cornhorn now with a chance inside the 18. She's going to try and set something up. Looking for a pass into the middle. However, putting the hand up and no call from the officials. So they're not really too friendly to either of these teams and playing it honestly. As now AFC Ann Arbor, they're going to have a chance here. This is going to go down the left side for Berea. And then a great defensive play by the Western Michigan freshman. And Kyla Newcomb slowing everything up. And what a tackle there for the Newcomb. As you actually even play a minute or let alone a second of NCAA soccer there for the University of Western Michigan University, I should say. But, I mean, making big league plays all over early on to start this season. And, I mean, what a grab for Western Michigan. The physicality of the way she plays and the hustle that she has got to be admired by all coaches around the country. 78 minutes gone by here in this matchup. Got about 12 minutes left to go, and whatever is there in extra time. Somebody needing to find the goal that's going to set themselves apart from one another. It's Kalamazoo's faithful hoping it's going to be them in their home opener here on Mother's Day. As everybody here from Kalamazoo FC wishing those mothers, grandmothers, and everybody involved a happy Mother's Day here this Sunday, as Kalamazoo's mothers praying for a goal right now. And hopefully they can get that Mother's Day present. As some physical soccer being by Kalamazoo FC. So now it goes back over the heads of that back line in Kalamazoo FC. They're just going to slow things up here. Try and set the Lady Eagles up with some success. This one's going to be Jones dribbling towards the middle of the field. She's going to set up Moessig. And then Moessig's going to get that one taken away. AFC Ann Arbor attacking slowly. Now crossing the middle of the field. So that ball is going to get through to Newcomb. However, there's some confusion down on the field and which way the ball is going. Kyla Newcomb wanting to call for the hands being draped all over her by Lena Berea. However, no call. Out of bounds is the call. And AFC Ann Arbor, they're going to get it floor as another whistle and another stoppage of play. So free kick here for AFC Ann Arbor, and they're looking to give themselves some light here. They could set something up really well in these late stages of the game. About 10 minutes and whatever is left of extra time here to go at Mayor's Riverfront Park, Kalamazoo, Michigan. AFC Ann Arbor, they're going to play it left side. This one's going to be for Pedersen. Pedersen trying to get something into the 18, only to get it deflected. Now Pedersen, once again, she's going to be picked up there. And Allie French playing good defense. As French going to get another takeaway and send this one back up near middle of the field. Just trying to give the Eagles some room to breathe here. As the defense of Kalamazoo FC trying to get themselves some breathing room, and they're going to get it right there after it goes out of bounds. However, they just got to set something up down the field. As the toss-in's going to be deflected off an Ann Arbor defensive player, and now they got an opportunity here only to be wasteful with it in possession, and Junk's going to scoop it right back up inside the 18. What a heads-up play there by Kaylin Junk to give her team a little bit more breathing room, a little bit of time to get up the field. As Junk's kick going to be up and across midfield. And then back over to Newcomb it goes on that right side. Now into the middle, and some shoving around it goes down on the field. So now French is going to get it back across midfield. She's got a couple of players she could go to on that left side, only to get tripped up by herself. A little bit of mistakes on the ball handling there from French. Gives it back to AFC Ann Arbor. They're going to try and set something up outside the 18, only to get a shot rung off by Kamari. As Kamari, the one to score the goal in that first half, 3 minutes into the game. However, not able to find a second one to put Ann Arbor above the Eagles. It's 82 minutes gone by here in the second half. We're getting in the late stages of this one, looking for something for the Eagles to set themselves apart. Off the foot of Junk, it goes across midfield. And then blasted back by some defensive players of AFC Ann Arbor. Now last touch by Kalamazoo FC. So Ann Arbor going to take possession as we approach the 83rd minute. 7 minutes and whatever is left of extra time. As the toss in from Ann Arbor. And now a whistle from the officials. It's AFC Ann Arbor trying to do something with this possession, as they got about 7 minutes left to do something here with it. This is going to be number 5, Sandra Pedersen, looking to set her team up using the left foot. She's going to go down that sideline, and then taken away by Kalamazoo FC. Messig giving chase. She's going to play it into French, right side of the 18. French going to stop and cut back, and then use that left foot now to pass it and try and set something else up. Now trying to get something into the 18, and then headed out by Ann Arbor. And now they're going to take possession near middle of the field. Now crossing midfield it goes here, only to get it sniffed out by Kyla Newcomb, as Newcomb's going to stick with it, trying to play it over to Allie French, and then out of bounds it goes. And the one thing you have to be impressed with is just the pressure that Kalamazoo FC has been putting on AFC Ann Arbor in this home opener. I mean, you got players that have flown in from other countries, and Bailey Corhorn coming all the way from Spain. You got players that have not really met each other, have played and practiced all together, that are just out there and playing now together. As Corhorn going to get a whistle here that she was looking for. As this one just barely outside the 18 seems to be. We'll see where they set it up at, but I mean, if it's the call that Corhorn was looking for, it's going to be 84 minutes approaching the 85th. It's now Claudia Messig setting up. She's got her whole team to the left side of the goal. It's now Presbylo's getting her defensive line set up in front of Messig. The rest of the team trying to hand on it. And then back outside it goes. Only for Messig to rattle off a shot that's wide right here at Mayor's Riverfront Park. 85 minutes gone by in this first matchup. 1-1 are the Great Lakes divisional opponents all tied up here. As, I mean, a tie would give each club a point, but that's not what we're looking for on either side of the ball. I mean, whoever you talk to, if you wanted to talk to somebody from AFC Ann Arbor's team, if you want to talk to somebody from Kalamazoo FC's team, nobody's looking for ties here. Nobody wants the 1 point. You want the big three. You want the big three you get from a win. And now you got 5 or 4 minutes left in this matchup and whatever's left in extra time to give yourself that opportunity. As off the pass there from French, the shin guard going to fly out, only for her to put it right back in. And now back to even numbers as the Kalamazoo FC and their defensive half trying to stop whatever AFC Ann Arbor is trying to cook up. So now Kalamazoo FC goes, and there's a chance left side here for Ann Arbor, but they're just going to play it over the middle of the field and overshot number 17, Holly Brown. Back and forth between Ann Arbor's players. Now left side it goes. This one's going to be for Burra. Burra into the middle, only to get this one taken away by Messig. Now across midfield it goes into AFC Ann Arbor's defensive zone. A lot of Eagles swarming the ball. It's Messig going to play right side off the head of Corhorn, as that one's going to go over top and a little bit left. I mean, what a find there from Claudia to Bailey Corhorn. I mean, you can't have much better opportunities than that. Just needing to get a little bit better contact was Corhorn, but I mean, the effort was there. Man, oh man, would that have been a special one to put Kalamazoo FC on top. Right side it goes off the foot of Presbylo near midfield. AFC Ann Arbor going to stick on top. A good ball fake there by AFC Ann Arbor. And now back into their offensive zone it goes. A collision, and Bearden now going to disrupt the play and give it back to Hannah Thompson. Hannah Thompson's got left side. She's got a couple of numbers she can play it on left side. See if she wants to go long or if she's going to go short. She's going to elect to go long. She's going to pass it up left side, now into the 18, slicing and dicing back. A ball over the middle. And nothing too challenging there for Rebecca Presbylo. As if that one would have had a little bit more mustard behind it, a little bit more strength underneath it, and a little bit more accuracy with it, that could have been the one to put Kalamazoo on top. However, approaching the 89th minute, still tied up here at 1 apiece. Presbylo. Get her feet underneath her, and she's going to strike this one near midfield. This one's going to be here for Burra. Burra kicks it up. Kalamazoo FC coming back down with it. Feed to Corhorn over the middle of the field. Corhorn going to get tripped up outside the 18, and that's going to draw a whistle in a dangerous spot for AFC Ann Arbor. I mean, if that would have been 5 more feet into the 18 and another penalty shot for Bailey Corhorn, man, oh man, could that have been dangerous. But I mean, still well within the striking distance of Kalamazoo's superstar. Could go with it if they wanted to. You got to think Claudia having some faith behind her. She's got to be looking for that net. Messig's going to rattle this one off. It's going to go up top and hit the crossbar. And then over top it goes as we approach the 90th minute. So it's all up to extra time. And whatever these referees are willing to let the girls play. As only if still just looking to put either team up on top of one another. Tied 1-1 here, and all that's left is extra time. Kalamazoo FC, if they're going to do it, they got to do it now. AFC Ann Arbor now having something brewing their offensive half. Only get it taken away there by Gomez. Brielle Gomez all game long playing really standout defense. I mean, that whole back line has both the Grand Valley products and Western Michigan products in the back line. To play one now into the 18 of Bailey Corhorn. She's got players in front of her. Slows it back up. Still inside the 18, it goes for Corhorn. Corhorn now, she's going to play it to Newcomb. Newcomb, she's going to go to her right, only to get that one deflected by an AFC defender. Ann Arbor trying to hope that Kalamazoo can't get something, as the Kalamazoo's faithful strong behind them, hoping the Eagles can put something in the back of the net. Thompson, she's going to use that left foot. She's going to find almost the head. However, just a little misjudged. It goes. I mean, what a great ball off the foot of Thompson. Not able to find something on the other end of it, though, goes Kalamazoo FC. I mean, what a chance. Yet again, it doesn't go Kalamazoo FC's way, and another sigh of relief for AFC Ann Arbor. There's a lot of takeaways from this match that both these teams can get behind. I mean, the one thing Kalamazoo FC, I would say, has got to be most proud of is just the pressure they've put on this whole game. To go down by one in the very first couple of minutes in this game and to not let go of this game no matter what, and just keeping the pressure there, finding the equalizer coming out of the half, and not giving any room to breathe for this AFC Ann Arbor offensive end. So now it goes middle of the field here for Kalamazoo. And then back over to that right sideline, as this one's going to be Bearden. Bearden going to lose it to an AFC Ann Arbor player and then tripped up. Still no whistle. They're going to let him play on. As Barra, she's going to go back up top to Callahan near midfield. And now this one into Palmer. Palmer's just going to try and get rid of it into the middle. Kaylin Junk's going to be on the receiving end. 93rd minute of play here. All extra time and nothing left. Kalamazoo FC needing to get something done here, as they're going to have it near midfield. Players bouncing around each other. And another collision. This time Kalamazoo FC has the player down. And then back up and back to equal numbers it goes. 93rd minute of play. It's all or nothing here for Kalamazoo FC. Looking to get something into the back of that net. Trying to tempt Presbylo, but a good save. It's going to come down to the end of it, and it's going to be a tie here. I mean, neither of the clubs looking for a tie, but it's going to be the end result, so each team going to walk away and out of Mayor's Riverfront Park with a point. As AFC Ann Arbor, you got to be happy with that result, bearing how the play of Kalamazoo FC being very, very aggressive and very upfront. And I mean, for Kalamazoo FC to go down in the first 3 minutes and find something in that second half, you got to walk away with your heads up. The only negative that you can really think of is both teams walking out of here with 1 point instead of somebody on top with 3. Other than that, though, what a start to the season here for Kalamazoo FC. I mean, just starting off hot, exactly how they ended this last season. And, I mean, we're going to be all excited and ready to go through the stretch of this season. I mean, can't call it a heartbreaking tie. It's still fine. Everybody's going to walk away here with a point. But Kalamazoo FC, in the later stages of that game, definitely, you could say, looking for the one to put them on top. However, we're going to end this one with a 1-1 tie. And Kalamazoo FC, the next time that this women's squad is going to play, they're going to be traveling down to Michiana Lions on May 16th. And then that's going to start their road stretches. They're going to have the next 3 games being on the road, as the next time we're going to see the women's squad here at Mayor's Riverfront Park is going to be Wednesday, May 29th against Cleveland Force, as they were the team last year that was the newcomer to the division. Now Michiana is the newcomer. And the next opponent for Kalamazoo FC, as the next match that we're going to see here at home, Friday, May 17th against Lansing City Football, as it's going to be the men's squad. That game playing, it's going to take place here Friday, just 5 days away, as it's going to be a good one between Lansing City and Kalamazoo. As signing off here tonight, happy Mother's Day from everybody at Kalamazoo FC. My name's Sebastian O'Leary. Thank you for joining alongside us here on the live stream, as the ending result, a 1-1 tie between AFC Ann Arbor and Kalamazoo FC. as the next time we'll see you here at Mayor's Riverfront Park, it's going to be Friday, May 17th against Lansing City. Good night, everybody.